Hi, I am Jessica Fettig. I am a member of Central and I've been coming here for about 3 years now. Life in your 20s to 40s, and let me tell you, I wish someone would have said, buckle up, Buttercup. It's hard, it's challenging. Some people go through college and work and you no longer have the security of your parents. Sometimes it's trial by fire. And my 20s and 30s and early 40s was definitely turbulent. I did have my babies pretty young. I was 17 when I had my son, and I was 21 when I had my daughter, and they're now 29 and 26. My parents, they basically looked at me and said, you got yourself into this, get yourself out of it. I had no help. I had no support system. I had to sink or swim, trial by fire. I spent 4 years fighting for custody of my son. They had fired attorneys, they had rehired attorneys. I only needed one, and her name was Lori Lucky, and man, she was lucky for me. But you know, it was $24,000 in my own pocket. So you're working 4 jobs, you're trying to pay for this, you're trying to put food on the table. You're doing all of these things and you have no support system. But my babysitter fell through one night, and I was going to my 3rd shift job. And I had called my mom and said, look, I need help. I don't have a sitter. I can't call into work. Would you please come and just take care of him until morning? And she said yes. And she came up to my apartment immediately, let her in. I was getting ready in the bathroom. My son started stirring in his crib, crying. And I yelled to my mom, can you get him? I'm trying to get ready. And she went and got him. I said, he's probably hungry. Get him a bottle, get him a diaper change. And I could hear my mom go with my son into the kitchen. And I had come out a few minutes later and I was ready to go to work. And my mom was standing there holding my son in my kitchen. And her face looked like she had seen a ghost. All my cupboards were open, my refrigerator was open, my freezer was open. Are you having problems finding a bottle, Mom? Like, I don't understand, they're right there. And she looked at me and she said, where's the food? I said, there's food for my son. I can't afford to feed myself. I've got attorney's fees. I've got an apartment to pay for. I've got gas I need to put in my car. I have insurance. I have doctor's bills. He's eating. I came home from work that morning and my house was full of food. My cupboards were full. My refrigerator is full, my freezers are full. And even though she had said, you got yourself into this, you get yourself out of it, she saved us that night. It wasn't always easy. There's decisions that I made that I wish I wouldn't have. There's decisions other people made that I wish they wouldn't have. Lots of it was trial by fire for me. No one tells you that the decisions you make today is going to impact your tomorrow. You know it is because you have common sense, but you don't know the depth of those decisions impacting your tomorrow. I made a couple of good ones. I have 2 beautiful children. My career was definitely another good decision that I made. I think the person I want to become when I'm in my 50s and 60s is kind of the person I'm becoming now. I want to be a loving, kind, caring, non-judgmental person. I want to help people and I want to talk with them and I want to understand their background and I want to understand where they came from and I want to be compassionate. One day, you're going to be looking in the mirror and all of those things are going to come flooding back and you're going to see the little girl, the young woman, and now the woman you've become, all grown up, and you're probably not going to recognize her through these different stages of life. Be it age, which we don't want to admit it's age, come on. Be it growth. Be it just your heart is healing, your soul is healing. It's important to forgive yourself for those decisions because they're not going to be wise and they're not going to be easy and they're not going to always be great and they're not going to always be right. Forgive yourself. Say thank you. Say thank you to that little girl and that young woman that got you as far as she did. Because I can tell you right now, if I didn't thank her, I wouldn't be sitting here today.